Grace is a story of a victorious girl and her journey. The girl in the orphanage life can be lonely when you don't belong anywhere. But every night, I talk to God. I tell him all my secrets. Even when it feels like no one else hears me, I know he does. Grace, a girl of 12 with a small worn Bible, kneels beside her bed. The other children are asleep. Holy Spirit, show me the way. I know you have a plan for me. Help me to be strong, even when things seem impossible. She wipes a tear and looks out the window at the moonlight. Challenges at school. Hey, Grace, found that dress in the trash? Yeah, looks like something my grandma wouldn't even wear. Grace clutches her books, fighting tears, but doesn't respond. She silently prays. Holy Spirit, give me the strength to forgive. Help me remember I am more than their words. Teacher enters and scolds the bullies. Grace smiles faintly, but her loneliness is evident. A special couple arrives, setting orphanage common room. A warm, kind-looking couple, Mr. and Mrs. Evans, sit with the matron, Mrs. Fields. Grace, come here, dear. Mrs. Field called Grace. Grace cautiously approaches, unsure why she's being called. Mr. and Mrs. Evans smile warmly. Mrs. Evans, hello, Grace. We've heard so much about you. Would you like to spend some time with us? Grace hesitates, clutching her Bible. Grace, are you going to adopt me? Mr. Evans, only if you want us to. Grace smiles through tears. Grace, I've been praying for a family. Maybe you're the answer to my prayer. A new home, a new beginning, adjusting to family life. The Evans' cozy home. Grace nervously explores her new room, which is beautifully decorated with soft colors and a cross on the wall. This is your room now, Grace. Grace runs her hand over the bed, amazed. I've never had a room of my own before. Challenges with belonging dinner table. Grace feels awkward with the Evans' teenage son, Josh, who seems distant. Why do we need another kid in the house? Mrs. Evans looks disapprovingly at Josh. Grace excuses herself and goes to her room, praying again. Holy Spirit, help me find my place here. An unexpected discovery setting. An old attic Grace stumbles upon while exploring the house. Grace finds an old diary belonging to Mrs. Evans, revealing she had once been an orphan too. Maybe God brought us together for a reason. She hugs the diary, feeling more connected to her new family. The mystery unfolds, a forgotten past. Grace finds a locket inside an old chest. Inside is a picture of a woman who looks strikingly like her. Who is this? The mystery deepens as Mrs. Evans reveals the locket belonged to her late sister. Romance blooms, setting. High school years. Grace, now 16, befriends a kind boy, Leo, who encourages her to believe in herself. Grace, you're stronger than you think. They share a sweet, innocent connection that blossoms over time. Overcoming fear. A church youth event where Grace speaks about her faith for the first time. Even when you feel lost, God is with you. He turns our pain into purpose. The crowd is moved, and Grace begins to gain confidence in her voice. Rising above challenges. College struggles, college dorm. Grace juggles part-time jobs, studies, and her relationship with Leo. I didn't come this far to give up. Holy Spirit, guide me. She works late into the night, praying for strength. Leo's proposal. Grace, will you marry me? Grace tears up, whispering a prayer before saying yes. A big break. Grace gives a speech at a charity event for orphans. Every child deserves a chance to feel loved. Let's be the hands and feet of Jesus. Her speech goes viral, bringing attention to her cause. Grace-fulfilled award ceremony. A grand hall where Grace receives a humanitarian award. For her tireless work supporting orphans, we honor Grace Evans. The crowd erupts in applause as Grace takes the stage. I couldn't have done this without God. His spirit led me every step of the way. A loving mum. Grace is home. She now has 2 adopted children of her own. You're not just my children. You're my answered prayers. Legacy. No matter how dark life seems, God's light will guide you. The end.